Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions.
Let's go!
Ready, 30 base.
Here we go.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Stanley. He's got White here. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Orbit. Hustle, now.
2nd and 10. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Looking to throw. Stanley. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. 2nd and 3. Able to find Shaheen here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. General West. Ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Indy. Topper. Get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got a 1st down or more inside the 30. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Back to throw. Stanley. toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Antonio Callaway, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
We won. Come to my world. You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike 51. Mike 51. I got it. Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51. Watch the run. 51 to Mike.
Looking to throw. Stanley toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer, and likely throwing again, you'd have to think on third and goal here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. And his kick here is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go, baby.
At their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, Akers. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The shotgun snap for Stafford. Caught by Jones. The 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Lions have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Watch the twins. Watch the twins. 25. Check twins out.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
2nd and 5. That's taken in by Callaway. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down, Green Bay.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. Shoot.
And to give this time to the tailback. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want to. Check 37. Check 37. What twist? What?
Twist on Travis.
Off play action. Stanley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? No. Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Now it's Stafford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
2nd and 6. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Back, 3. 218, chop it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Hey, let's go.
Mike 51. All day, every day, any day. Let's go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Fire.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Looking to throw on second down. Stanley. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 7 yards there and a first down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Stanley. And that's complete to Adams. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover them.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now this is Callaway on the receiving end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Stop your whining. Kill.
Hey, Delta. Get it.
On 3rd down, Stanley. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Cost them.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Stanley and Callaway taking it in left side. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Check tight. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. Smooth. 5.
On 1st down, Stanley. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Go.
To throw again, Stanley. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Tucker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. Throwing on 1st down, Stanley. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll try the left side. Akers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dean Lowry in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Throwing on third down, Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you, but that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end. Oski, maybe not a touchdown.
On 1st and 10, Stanley. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Trey Flowers, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Stanley. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Get it.
From the gun, Stanley. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on third down, Stanley steps away to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Tucker. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 41. They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Stanley. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Tucker. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's third down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
What we got?
Operating from the gun. Stanley. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Tucker. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
From the 30 on second down, Stafford. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. L.J. Collier coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay, that's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 28 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Michael, check. Blue 60. Like 7.
Let's go. Check 50. Check 50. Check. Check hot route.
They'll try the left side. Akers. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
That one good for 26 and a first down. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
First and 10 at the 68.
From the red zone now, Stafford. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. Back now at Ford Field, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Second and 9 now from the 21.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
X3, 218, chopper. Ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Get it.
On first down, Stanley. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
90, I got one. 6-6, pull it high.
Check 99.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. The Packers on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Over the middle, complete. That's Tucker. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line.
First down.
Ready. 70, Indy.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Packers get a score closer.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A gain there of 21 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Stafford now to throw. Past the 20, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get it.
From the gun, Stanley. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And an alley to run. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
8 read. General West.
And the Packers.
5.
Right back to him on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on second down. Stanley. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And this won't be enough. A good secured tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Looking to throw. Stanley. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Tucker. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
First down, Green Bay.
Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Check three, check three, check three.
Topper.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
91.
From the gun on third down, Stanley. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way? He threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later.
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Ready. Ladies.
We got 4. We got 4.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves,